My name is Sam Flynn.
Hello and welcome back. Today I wanted to do the first of a few different reviews of the new sound fonts from Bendu Armory. Now a little bit of backstory here. Bendu Armory, I've done reviews of their sabers before. This is one of theirs. This is an obsidian, a red obsidian with a Crystal Focus X or Crystal Focus 10 board installed in it. They also do Profies. These days they actually are offering a group of proprietary sound fonts that come pre-installed on their boards. Now this is something that we've seen with different manufacturers before. Vader's Vault does this. If you get a Vader's Vault saber, it's got a sound font specific to that saber that only exists and is only available on that saber. The way that Bendu is doing it is they have a set or a suite of 10 sound fonts, and they're pre-installing those on any of the boards that they sell. So if you get a Bendu Armory saber, you're going to get it with these 10 sound fonts. Alright, what you just heard was the first of those sound fonts, and that is a Sam Flynn Tron Legacy sound font. Right, so it booted, or the boot up sound was that my name is Sam Flynn, and then the overall effect of the sound font is kind of a digital sort of energy sound font. I think it sort of draws its inspiration from all the lights and the speeder bikes and stuff like that in the Tron set and the discs. The lockup on this is also sort of an energy effect. The blaster deflects. Instead of having a blaster deflect, it actually has blaster noises. Now, I'm not sure how fond of that idea I am, and that's something that a lot of the sound fonts in this suite have in common. The idea of blaster deflects being blaster noises doesn't really work if what you've got isn't a blaster, but I suppose it's blaster deflects would be a little bit odd for a Tron font. So, the usability of this, or the applicability, it's a fun font to have. I sort of question the idea of it being Sound Bank 1 on the suite, because it's not really a font that you'd use all that often on a typical lightsaber. That said, I have seen a lot of Tron's themed lightsabers hitting the market lately, small runs and the like. So the Tron Star Wars crossover is definitely out there, and this is a font that's designed to cater to that. It's one of, I think, 3 or 4 Tron sound fonts that I've seen on the market. It's the only one that's based off of the Legacy that I've seen so far. The overall effect of the sound font, let me fire it up one more time here. So as you can see from that, it has kind of a quick power-up. It has accent swings and smooth swing. So if I'm moving the saber more slowly, it's got that sort of buzz. If I swing it very fast, it has sort of an accent swing, as you just saw. Alright, now I'll look at the clash and the blaster and the force effect and the lockup real quick. Alright, here's clash. Pretty standard clash effect for a font. Here's lockup. Okay, the power off on the lockup is actually pretty quick. We'll get to, in some of the later sound fonts, we'll get to the difference there. But the lockup's pretty standard, the clashes are pretty standard. Blaster deflects. Okay, the blaster deflects are, like I said, they sound like blasters or like laser guns. The force effect, which is a little bit hard, I'm muffling this so you can hear me a little bit better. The force effect, which is a little bit harder to trigger, it might take me a few goes. But let me see if I can get it here. You have to trigger that by hitting the aux button while it's swinging, or while you swing it real quick. And most of the time you end up with blaster deflects, but I'll see what I can do here. Okay, got it in one. Alright, so the force effect is this sort of like, has sort of a scream in the background, but it's this sort of clattering noise. So all things told, it's a pretty solid sound font. Like I said though, it's odd to have this sort of this sort of niche font as Bank 1 on your board, but you can change that around when you get it yourselves, or when you get this in your hands and plug it into a computer. You can set it somewhere else. In terms of a font and usability, it would be applicable for a lot of things like a Darksaber application if you've got a Ripper blade, because it does sort of have that energy Darksaber sort of feel to it. Alright, so that was the Tron sound font. That is the first of 10 proprietary sound fonts. Join back next time and I'll give you a closer look at the next one, which is a Gundam style. Wow, that sounds really bad. I'm talking about the giant robots, but when you say Gundam style, it kind of makes you... Anyhow, so never mind. I'll see me back for that one, and I'll see you next time.